The Bose QC35, initially released in 2016 as a successor to the wired QC25, then refreshed a year later with the QC35-2, was long hailed as the king of noise-cancelling headphones. But then Sony upped their game with their 1000XM line. Bose's answer came in 2019 with the NC700, a completely redesigned set of headphones. They, however, priced them $50 more than the QC35 and kept selling both headsets up to this date. So then the 700s aren't necessarily a replacement for the QC35, but a different line altogether. This means you, as a consumer in the market for noise-cancelling headphones, now have the choice of getting either one. Which one should you get, and what's the difference between the two? Let's find out. Welcome to a comparison review between the Bose QC35 and the NC700. Before we start, a quick disclaimer. I have the first generation QC35 and not the QC35-2, and you can clearly see the wear on them. But these are essentially the same headphones as the QC35-2, with the exception of a shortcut button on the left ear cup that can be customized to trigger a virtual assistant, Alexa, or Google Assistant. You can also use that button to cycle through high ANC, low, or off. You can still do that with the first gen QC35, but you need to go through the app. But beyond that, everything else is identical. So, first up on the list, the form factor and interaction. The QC35s have a very standard, classic, and outdated look. There's nothing wrong with that, but nothing special either. The 700s, however, look like alien headphones. They are very sleek, modern, and simply a pleasure to look at. Continuing in the classic versus modern approach, the QC35 uses physical buttons to interact with the headphones, while the 700s have a few buttons only, and the main interaction happens with a touch-sensitive area and gestures. For example, to increase or decrease volume, you swipe up or down. To play or pause, you double tap. And to skip to the next or previous track, you swipe right or left. One thing to note here is that the QC35s can fold to reduce their footprint in transport. The 700s, however, have lost their ability to fold down, and as a consequence, the case of the 700 is slightly larger than that of the QC35. Battery life and charging. Both headsets sport a 20-hour claimed battery life. The QC35 gives you 2.5 hours with a 15-minute quick charge. The 700s, on the other hand, give you up to 3.5 hours with a 15-minute charge. Practically not much difference over here. However, the QC35 uses a micro USB charging port, while the 700s use USB-C. Comfort. This is a subjective thing, and while the 700s are quite comfortable, I think they don't quite match the level of comfort of the QC35s. The ear cups on the QC35s are softer and more cushiony. At 238 grams, they're slightly lighter headphones as well than the 700s, which are about 20 grams heavier, and that contributes to the added comfort. Audio quality. As I said in my earlier reviews, audio quality is a very subjective thing, and this is not an audiophile review. And these are not audiophile headphones either. I'll leave it at they both produce decent audio and are comparable. MS Teams. The Bose 700 have the added benefit that they can become MS Teams certified by purchasing the separate Bose USB Link Bluetooth adapter or getting the 700UC model. This gives you a more stable connection with your PC and more control in MS Teams. Noise cancellation. The noise cancellation is top-notch on both of them. Some say it's slightly better on the 700s, but I think it's an insignificant difference anyway. The significant difference, however, is in the variable noise reduction and transparency mode. While the QC35 can toggle between off, low, and high, the 700s have 11 different levels of noise cancellation. They also have transparency mode, which uses the external microphones to let in ambient sound, so it feels like you're not wearing any headphones. This, for me, aside from the aesthetics, is the first significant point in favor of these 700s, if this is something that matters to you. For me personally, the significant value is in transparency mode. The 11 variable levels of noise cancellation are cool to have, yes, but come on, who's really gonna notice a difference between a level 3 or 4 or a level 7 and 8? So this might be an overkill, but again, the transparency mode is something I like and value in headphones. Microphone quality. Now here is where the difference becomes more drastic. The mics on the QC35s are okay at best. Back in their time, and generally speaking even today, earcup mics never produce the best call quality experience, especially in noisy environments. But then with the NC700s, Bose did a remarkable thing. What they call beamforming mics were engineered to somehow pick up your voice clearly, not only in quiet environments, but also in what is very challenging for earcup mics, noisy environments. So let's hear the difference.
This is a sound test of the Bose QC35 in a quiet environment. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's a peck of pickled peppers? Peter Piper picked. This is an audio test of the Bose 700 UC in a quiet environment. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's a peck of pickled peppers? Peter Piper picked. Now let's see what the QC35s sound like in a noisy environment. This is an audio test of the Bose QC35s in a noisy environment. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers? Peter Piper picked. This is an audio test of the Bose 700 UC in a noisy environment. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's a peck of pickled peppers? Peter Piper picked. Now let's see how both headphones fare against the hairdryer. This is an audio test of the Bose 700 UC in a noisy environment with the hairdryer on. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's a peck of pickled peppers? Peter Piper picked. Now let's try the hairdryer test and see how the Bose QC35s sound with the hairdryer on. This is a sound test of the Bose QC35 in a noisy environment with the hairdryer on. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers? Peter Piper picked.
Lastly, price. At release, these 700s were priced $50 more at $400 versus $350 for the QC35-2s. However, given the fact that the QC35s are older, they're often more heavily discounted than the 700s. They've often lingered around the $300 price point and sometimes were discounted even more. The 700s have often lingered around $380. They've went down to less, but not much less. So, what do we conclude? To answer the question of which one should I go for, my answer as always is it depends what you're looking for. But to summarize the main differences so you can better figure out what matters most to you and thus which would be a better purchase decision, if you are someone who cares about aesthetics and don't mind paying the price for that, the 700s will turn heads. The 35s will go unnoticed. So go for the 700s. If you're someone who'd be using them for making phone calls, especially in noisy environments, then without a doubt go for the 700s. The transparency mode and self-voice, which lets you hear your own voice during a call, is a great added benefit. Also, if these will be significantly used for MS Teams calls, aside from the excellent call quality, you also get the option of being MS Teams certified if you purchase the Bose USB Link Bluetooth adapter, which gives you better compatibility with Teams. So again, if these will be used for making a lot of calls, I would get the 700s. Beyond these 2 points, it probably boils down to price versus benefit. And this will vary depending on what the price gap is between the two or what deals are out there at the time of purchase. If you don't mind paying more, you get more stylish design, touch controls, variable noise reduction and transparency mode, and great call quality with the 700s. If you do mind paying more, you're still getting a very similar benefit where it matters most, and in what these are designed to do, give you stellar noise cancellation. You get almost the same quality of that with the QC35s, but at a cheaper price. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, please hit the like button. If it wasn't, feel free to hit the thumbs down button and leave your comments or questions in the comment section below. If you'd like to see my detailed review of the 700 UC, make sure to click on this over here. As always, if you'd like to see more of this content, please subscribe to my channel. All this encourages me to keep producing such content. Until next time, cheers!